Hi again, VCEers. In this video, we're looking at the final theory of forgetting, decay theory. The decay theory is rad because it's fairly straightforward. It basically suggests that over time, our memories biologically degenerate. That means that we become less capable of effectively and efficiently retrieving information that has been stored in long-term memory due to the infrequency of use of that memory trace. To use a crude analogy, it's a bit like this. Imagine for your 18th birthday, you are given a brand spanking new mobile phone. Yippee. The phone works very well. You can use it to do a lot of stuff. You can call, you can text, and so on. But over time, the phone becomes a little damaged. Perhaps the home button stops working, or you can no longer change the volume. You haven't dropped the phone. It hasn't received any injuries as such. The only reason for its reduced functionality is the fact that it has decayed a little over time. It is now slower than it once was and, therefore, is not quite as effective at what it was built to do. We're the same as phones, really. Over time, we experience a reduced efficacy of functioning. The decay theory is a biological process. Specifically, it results in the fading of the physical memory trace in question. This affects our memory, making particular memories more difficult to retrieve. Important to note here is that the decay theory does not seem to apply quite so much to episodic memory. This might explain why older people always seem to be able to remember 3 billion stories from their childhood. Who's up for a practice question then? This one from the 2012 VCAR exam is a good one. The introduction reads, Andrew is a healthy, elderly man who has retired from his career as a professor of engineering. He has very clear memories of his childhood, but finds that he occasionally forgets some of the people and technical information associated with his career. In his retirement, Andrew has enjoyed studying physics. And the first question that we're looking at reads, according to the decay theory of forgetting, Andrew's forgetting of career-related information would most likely be due to A. Poor consolidation of the memory trace at the time of learning, B. Fading of the chemical or physical memory trace of the information, C. The slowing of the central nervous system that accompanies old age, or D. Interference by new information acquired through his study of physics since his retirement. Options A and D don't look to be particularly relevant here. The former is more concerned with consolidation rather than retrieving the memory, whereas the latter looks more like the interference theory. So that leaves options B and C. It is true that the central nervous system may slow a little with age, but remember that we want to be as specific as possible with our response. The decay theory is biological. It suggests the physical memory trace in question degenerates over time. The answer here, then, will be option B. But just like this fish, we're not off the hook just yet. There's another question to have a crack at. The second question is, the observation that Andrew has clear memories of his childhood experiences but poorer memory of career-related information could be considered evidence of A. Interference theory, B. A strength of the decay theory of forgetting, C. A limitation of the decay theory of forgetting, or D. Memories decaying through disuse over time. Interference theory doesn't seem to be relevant, because the episodic memory of Andrew's childhood and the semantic memory of career-related information would be unlikely to clash. Further, there is nothing in the question to say that Andrew has used the career-related information less with age, so that rules out A and D. The fact that Andrew can still clearly remember his childhood seems to be a bit of a flaw in the decay theory. Nothing here has really decayed at all, because Andrew can still retrieve that information. It seems a bit of a stretch, then, to say that this is an advantage of the theory. Indeed, the fact that the decay theory doesn't seem to account for episodic memory, which is a considerable part of memory, is a disadvantage. So that wraps up forgetting. We have looked at Ebbinghouse's forgetting curve and 4 theories of forgetting: retrieval failure theory, interference theory, motivated forgetting, and now decay theory. Next up, we're looking at measures of retention. But for now, keep working hard and have a psychedelic day.